For our centering exercise this week, I'm going to take you for a walk. I will guide you, but you will walk alone. So as we prepare to begin, I just invite you to check that you're comfortable and that you're sitting up straight and alert. You will travel in your imagination, so you are as fit and healthy for the journey as you choose to be. I'd like you to imagine that you're dressed in walking boots, for the terrain ahead is uneven, and you need to be prepared, for there may at times be mud underfoot, tree branches to step over, slippery mulch or a sloping path. Good footwear is essential. So we're standing at the start of a path. It's clear and visible, but you cannot see as far as you might because there are overgrown bushes blocking the path and the view beyond. As you stand there, you register the presence of a building nearby, the sound of some music coming from a window, the echo of a football bouncing off a metal fence, the occasional rumble of distant traffic. And beneath it all, the easily missed but enticing sound of water flowing somewhere in the distance. The sun is high overhead, but its intensity is softened by the canopy of trees and bushes which line the path. A light breeze makes shadows from the leaves and branches dance around you. And there is the faint scent of lilac in full bloom permeating the air. You breathe deeply. The path ahead of you asks to be explored, so you walk on. The path is fairly narrow as you set off, and almost immediately the overgrown bushes make the going awkward, and mud from recent rainfall doesn't help. You have to duck and weave your way along, bending almost in two at various points as the bushes and low branches force you lower and lower to progress. You're glad of your boots, as there's a risk of slipping or sliding. You think of turning back, but the sound of the river is a little louder and clearer as the other noises recede, and it invites you to persevere. When you come out of the undergrowth, you find yourself on a path strewn with the red and gold leaves of the copper birches planted along its way. This carpet sparkles in the sunlight, and a feeling of well-being comes upon you as the walk becomes easier for a time. Before long, though, the path takes you away from the river, through a dark wood of pine. The going underfoot is soft and noiseless, and the light is dim. Ahead of you, you see brilliant green foliage, spots of shimmering light, and you can still hear, although its sound is more delicate and muted, the reassuring rhythms of the river. So you keep your head up and look forward as you walk on through this shadowy place. Eventually, the dark wood is behind you, and once again there is light and the sing-song sound of the river calling you on. The path, though, is heading ever so slightly down an incline, and it is thick with mud. You have to concentrate on where you are putting your feet. And nearly falling, you grab hold of the branch of a bush to steady yourself as you stop for a moment to get your balance. The path levels out into a beautiful bit of open woodland, and you walk enjoying glimpses of the river between the trees. All the colours are intense. There are greens, flashes of copper, the dark, rich tones of good earth, the deep hues of the water, and the blue of the sky overhead. All the while, the river calls out ever louder as you move forward. Finally, you come round a slight bend and the path ends. The river is now immediately in front of you, and it is roaring and thundering past. You stand in this place, aware of its beauty. Aware of the power of that water. Aware of the presence of God. You have not walked far, really. Less than 10 minutes. This wild spot is not somewhere else. It's actually set within the terrain of your life. Above you is a dual carriageway. Behind you is a housing estate. In front of you, across the river and up a steep bank, are the playing fields of a local school. But what fills your thoughts and drenches your senses is the river with its music and its voice. This place is like the hidden territory of your heart. It also is not set apart somewhere else. It is set within, and there you can hear the voice of God louder than you can at the edge of your life, where the usual noises of work, family, church, commitments may clamour loudly for your attention. At the center, the river of life is constantly flowing in power and strength, in purity and beauty, and full of the presence of God. Stay and listen. What is God saying to you in this place? What is His invitation to you? Why not pause the video, sit down on the grassy bank and let Him speak? When you restart the video, we'll walk back. We're going to head back now, but this time we shall walk along the edge of the river. Skipping over tree roots that are drawing their sustenance from its life-giving waters, and enjoying the sunlight reflected on its surface. In places, you have to scramble up the riverbank to find better footing. But all the time, the river is right there beside you, whispering as it cascades forward. As you walk, you also become aware of others with you. There was and is fellowship on this journey. Finally, you are back, just below the path from where you set out. And you stop and register again the music coming from a window, the sounds associated with the park. However, you also notice that the sound of the river is a little clearer than when you set off.